Hello and welcome you all on Indian Laws. I am Kanchan Dhawad and I am going to start the series of Indian Constitution. The main objective of this series is to understand what is Constitution, including meaning and definitions, to learn characteristics of good Constitution, to learn classification of Constitution, to study the concept of constitutionalism, and to understand all the aspects about the Constitution. So, let's get started to this. Constitution is a fundamental law of land. Every state must have a constitution because without a constitution, it's difficult to govern a state. History tells that since the origin of this state, there had been some kind of rules and regulations in some form. Therefore, to maintain the order and harmony in the state. In every state, be it a democratic or despotic, it is essential that such a rules must be accepted and which would decide the role and organization of political institutions in order to save the society from anarchy. The Constitution lays down the provisions relating to distribution of powers between three organs of the government. That three organs of the government are the executive, the judiciary, and the legislature. The Constitution governs the operations of these organs. Therefore, it is called as public law. So, what is Constitution? As I already said, it is the supreme law of the state. When I say here the state, it means a nation or a country. The Constitution is the foundation and source of the legal authority which underlies the existence of the state. The Constitution provides the framework for the organization of state government. A constitution is a basic design which deals with the structure and powers of the government. It also includes rights and duties of citizens. Sometimes it is found in an established rules, regulations, traditions, practices, customs, in accordance with which its government is organized and its powers are exercised. The term constitution is derived from the Latin word that is constitute, which means to establish. The constitution is the basic document of a state. So, what are the definitions of the constitution? In a technical sense, we can say a constitution is a set of fundamental principles or established precedents according to which a state or other organization is governed. These rules together make up, for example, constitute what the entity is. When these principles are written down into a single collection or set of legal documents, those documents may be said to comprise a written constitution. Or the constitution is the document which contains laws, rules, which determines and describe the form of the government, the relationship between the citizens and the government. Therefore, it is called a constitution. Austin defines constitution as that it fixes the structure of supreme government. Then Aristotle said the constitution is the way in which citizens who are the component part of the state are arranged in relation to one another. George Conwell Lewis says the constitution as the arrangement and distribution of sovereign power in the community or the form of the government. According to this definition, we can say that the fundamental law of the land is our constitution. It may be written or unwritten. It deals with the composition and power of the government. It deals with the rights of citizens. It deals with the relationship between the government and governed. It is supreme law of the land, and it must be followed by its components. A constitution is needed for a variety of reasons. Therefore, it has huge importance. We need a constitution to govern a state or country properly. The constitution defines the nature of political system of a country. Sometimes we feel strongly about an issue and that might go against our larger interest, and that constitution helps, and in that situation our constitution helps to guard against this issue. All the three organs, the executive, judiciary, and the legislature, function within the constitution. All the three organs of the government, including ordinary citizens, derive their power and authority from the constitution. For example, our fundamental rights. If anyone act against it, it is unconstitutional and unlawful. So, constitution is required to have authoritative allocation of power and functions, and also to restrict them within its limit. As I already said, a constitution is needed for a variety of reasons. Therefore, it has to perform some functions. The first function of a constitution is to provide set of basic rules that allow for minimal coordination amongst members of a society. The second function of a constitution is to specify who has the power to make decisions in a society. It decides how the government will be constituted. The third function of a constitution is to set some limits on what a government can impose on its citizens. These limits are fundamental in the sense that government may ever trespass them. The fourth function of a constitution is to enable the government to fulfill the separation of society and create conditions for a just society. Constitution plays a crucial role in laying out certain important guidelines that govern. The right to equality is one of the fundamental rights guaranteed by the Indian Constitution. It ensures that dominant group does not use its power against the minorities. The Constitution is to save us from ourselves. The Constitution helps to protect us in certain decisions that we might take that could have an adverse effect on the larger principles that the country believes in. Therefore, we need a constitution. So, what are the characteristics of good constitution? First is clarity and definiteness. The first is every clause of the constitution should be written in simple language. It should express its meaning clearly, because without leaving any scope for confusion, then it creates more impact. Therefore, the clarity and definiteness is very important. Then, briefness. The constitution should not be lengthy. It should contain only important things, and unimportant things should be left out. But the brevity should not lead to gap in constitution having some issues unexplained. Then, comprehensiveness. The constitution should be applicable to the whole country. If it is federation, then it must say the structure and power of the center and provincial government. Then, flexibility. The constitution should not be too rigid to hinder the process of amendment when needed. Fundamental rights. A good constitution must contain the fundamental rights of the people. In the constitution of countries like India, Russia, Japan, America, such a declaration have been made. Then, independence of judiciary. Independence of judiciary is another quality of good constitution. The judiciary should function freely and act as the guardian of the fundamental rights of the people. without favor or fear. Then, directive principles of state policy. In a good constitution, it mentions or must be made of the directive principles of the state policy because it helps the establishment of welfare state. These principles also serve as a boon for the government. Then, classification of the constitution. Constitution may be classified as written and unwritten constitution, unitary and federal constitution, flexible or rigid. Constitution of a country may be written or unwritten. A written constitution is one which is written down in a form of document. For example, Indian Constitution. A constitution is said to be unwritten when it is not embodied into one comprehensive document but carried through usages and precedents of courts. For example, the Constitution of United Kingdom. In unwritten constitution, the legislature enjoys sovereignty to make or to repeal any law. In a state where there is an unwritten constitution, parliament may get supremacy, whereas in a country where there is a written constitution, the constitution is treated as the supreme. Unitary constitution is one which sets up one central government and all the powers are vested in it. The provincial government acts as a subordinate to the central. For example, Constitution of Britain, Sri Lanka, Singapore, etc. In some countries, there are no provincial government. On the contrary, a federal constitution is one which provides for the equal distribution of powers between central and state government. Thus, no government is subordinate to the other, but are at equal level and cooperate each other. For example, Constitution of USA, Canada, Austria, Malaysia, Germany, etc. Then, flexible or rigid. A constitution is said to be flexible if it is requires simple majority for its amendments, simple majority of the members. It means members who are the present in the house and voting. Whereas a rigid constitution is one which requires a special complicated and more technical procedure for its amendment. For example, Indian Constitution provides for amendment of certain provisions. Then, historical background of the Indian Constitution. The demand for independent India and making of the Constitution for India was very old. The Constitution of India was adopted on the 26th of November in the year 1949. However, it came to effect on 26th of January 1950. 26th of January is celebrated as the Republic Day of India. It was adopted by the Constitution Assembly. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, the chairman of the drafting committee, is widely considered to be the architect of the Constitution of India. After the adoption of the Constitution, the Union of India became the contemporary and modern Republic of India. So, if you want to learn more about historical background of the Indian Constitution, please do share, subscribe and press the bell icon to stay updated with my further videos. Thank you.